enjoy a Coca-Cola by the Florida Department of Transportation, reminding you fans don't let fans drive drunk, drive sober, or get pulled over. By Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC. And by Glory Days Grill, home to Inside Seminole Basketball with Loucks. Here is the voice of the Seminoles, Culhane.
Well, one thing that is a fact, Loucks and his Florida State basketball team, every time they step out on the floor, they are getting better and better each and every game, are they not? And they are going out and competing at the highest level in the Atlantic Coast Conference as we move into the month of February in the second half of ACC play. Welcome in Inside Seminole Basketball, live from Glory Days Grill here in Tallahassee. It's great to be here talking all things Florida State basketball, and great to be here with the head coach of the Noles, Loucks. Everybody here with us tonight. Coach, after a week, we missed you last week, big guy. It's great to have you back. How are you?
The reviews I got, the crowd enjoyed the assistants more.
Yeah.
I tried to convince my bosses that we should keep rolling with that, and they politely said no.
Oh, okay.
But I appreciate you guys dealing. I was out on the road recruiting. We saw a lot of really good kids who hopefully will be the future of Florida State basketball, and I was happy to have some of my young assistants come and fill in, and I heard they did a wonderful job.
Yeah.
So, but it's great to be back. I appreciate all of you guys coming out, and as always, appreciate all the support we're feeling. That atmosphere was incredible last night. Is a step in the right direction.
Absolutely.
You know, I said it post game too. Respectfully, our town respects winning. And we have to win some of these close games to keep building on that crowd and entice not only the students but all of the locals to come out and support us, because it certainly is easier for our guys to do their job when those seats are filled, and that's a loud place to play.
Do you feel like your team is taking the necessary steps forward right now, game in and game out, with what you're seeing? Do you like the steps that are being taken?
Yeah, you know, we're moving in the right direction, but it is frustrating to lose those close ones that you feel like are in your grasp. You know, we had that game in our control, and over the last 6-7 minutes, that ball it was allergic to going in the hole.
Yeah.
We missed our last 11 field goals. We allowed Virginia to go on a 16-4 run to finish the game, which obviously as a coaching staff, we tried several different adjustments, but for whatever reason, you know, we just could not knock down an open shot, and we got deep in the paint, and I think their shot blocking affected us. They had two centers that are both top in the ACC in shot blocking, and some of those bunnies in the paint that usually we finish at a pretty high level, we're not going in. And then to multiply that, we missed some free throws, and free throws are free. Even though we shot, I think 74%, we missed some timely ones down the stretch. You can't expect to win close games not scoring the ball in the last several minutes, and especially against a top 3 team in the ACC, a top 15 team in the country that's very well coached, and their roster's deep. They got a lot of talent. You have to be able to execute and score the ball down the stretch. However, to answer your question in a long-winded way, I'm very pleased with our defense. Our defense has come a long way, thank you. And the effort and the energy our young men are playing with, now they know is the absolute bare minimum to be in games against great teams, and that's something we're going to build on over these last handful of games. With regards to whoever we play, there's just a certain tenacity you have to have on the defensive end that I think our guys are playing with, and that's why we're in all these games regardless of who we play.
Yeah, and being able, and again, I know the end result did not go the way we wanted to, but you hold the lead in that game for nearly 30 minutes, and it really felt like your guys dictated the tempo, dictated the pace, and kind of had a feel, their finger on, their thumb on how they wanted that game to go. And against a team like that, who's got a guy in Testa Ritter who's played pro basketball over in Europe, the highest level in Spain for a handful of years. Johan Grunloh, the 7-footer from Germany, played pro basketball in Germany. I mean, you got some pros that Virginia has on the other side. To be able to see that, how does that provide even more of a jolt of momentum and confidence for your team moving towards these final 7 or 8 games or so?
Yeah, it's certainly a reminder of what we're doing, and like you said, we're moving in the right direction, but what we're doing works. And I think the game plan was spot on. Our coaches did a good job scouting them. I felt like our players were very well prepared on what type of systems UVA runs, how they like to attack. Like you said, they have some real talent and some guys that have been playing professional basketball for 4 or 5 years, since some of these kids since they were 16, 15 years old. And for us to hold an all ACC caliber player like DeRitter to under 10 points, under 10 rebounds, one of the best rebounders in the ACC, showed that it's 5 guys working together to slow Virginia down. And now we let one of their bench players, Jakari White, get hot, which was really unfortunate. A couple uncontested shots went in, which I think got him going. And then once a player of that caliber gets going, it's very hard to stop him because he moves so well without the ball. But overall, I mean, if we play defense the way we play, we're going to win most games. That ball offensively, we got to do a better job sharing it and creating for each other. But even when we did that, we just missed wide open looks. And so that's something our guys have to continue to have confidence in their work. They work their tails off night in, night out, early mornings, before practice, after practice. But that work has to turn into production when the bright lights are on. And they know that, we know that, and I'm very hopeful and faithful that will continue to be the case as we move forward.
Yep. Hey, time now for our truest hero of the game from Tuesday night versus Virginia. And man, Leger Jones came out and had an edge in this contest from the get-go. I believe he had 11 points before anybody blinked in this game on Tuesday night. He continues to rebound the basketball. Had a career-high 13 rebounds last night against one of the best, if not the best, rebounding team in the ACC, and active with a couple of steals and having to defend against bigger, stronger frontline guys from UVA on Tuesday night. Leger, I know you've been proud of him, happy with him about how he's continued after a brief stretch where it didn't click for him. It's really clicking for him right now.
Yeah, Leger played like a grown-up, and that's what we need from him. You know, he's such a talented kid that sometimes he forgets how much force he can play with. And you know, the 20-plus points is great, but I'm most impressed with the 13 rebounds and the way he guarded. And those are the things that help us win games. Leger came in my office today. I asked him how he was feeling. He said he felt like he got in a car wreck. And I said, good. That's how you should feel. When you play that hard with that much energy, you should feel beat up. The other thing I told him, you know, he's been playing better since he got stitches, and I think he feels like a tough guy. So I told him as soon as those stitches heal, I'm going to punch him in the other eye to give him some more stitches to make sure we keep that tenacity on the court.
Make sure he's awake.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's it. Give him a little smack, and we'll roll. Leger Jones, our truest hero of the game. When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. So start feeling like it today. Visit Truist.com/care. Truist, leaders in banking and wavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC. As we are live from Glory Days Grill here in Tallahassee, of course, our host location of Inside Seminole Basketball with Loucks. Wednesday nights, 7 to 8 p.m. Stop by for an all-star selection of food, drinks, and to hear from Florida State basketball players and staff. Coming up on the program, Coach mentioned it. Man, that defense was great last night, was it not? That Florida State group was connected across the board. We'll talk about the defensive effort with Luke Loucks on the other side. Stay with us. We are back after this timeout.
A golf instructor who knows technique.
It didn't start here.
But everything it stood for still does.
Some things change.
And some things never change.
Tradition, dedication to excellence, a program built on grit.
And driven by growth.
From the tunnel to the turf, every step forward tells a story.
Just like ours.
Where growth, determination, and a dedication to excellence meet.
Scott and Wallace.
Hey, your voice is amazing. Let him hear it.
When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more.
Give me a word, give me a sign. Show me where to look, tell me, what will I find?
You're unstoppable.
I'm just getting started.
Well, I'm here to help.
At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking.
Your home. It's the one place that no matter how busy life gets, your friends and family can always find you. It's where they can show you they care, they want to celebrate with you, or they just have your back. That's why the professionals at Barano Heating and Air Conditioning are always available to make sure your home and all the people who love to share it with you are comfortable. Just like those who matter to you most, we will always be there for you.
Stand alone with fire inside, with passion burning in my veins.
From Glory Days Grill in Tallahassee, this is Inside Seminole Basketball. Let's return the coach with Jeff Culhane.
All right, great to be back here at Glory Days Grill in Tallahassee on Wednesday night, Inside Seminole Basketball, and the head coach, Loucks, is with us here tonight. We also looking forward to our guests later on the program this evening. Coming up a little bit later on the show, Martin Somerville is in the house, everybody. I've been told he likes to talk, and I've heard him speak, so I can't wait to get him here on the main stage and let him rip it up here. Is that a fair statement? Martin knows how to chatter a little bit.
He's got the gift of gab.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see when the pressure's on, though.
Okay.
This is a little bit different. Bright lights, there's cameras, there's microphone.
Oh, yeah.
I'm interested to see if the personality still comes out.
I can't wait. I've seen that personality. It's great, and we're going to have it on display a little bit later on in the show tonight. And also a name everybody in here knows as well, assistant coach on Luke Loucks' staff, but a part of 3 NCAA tournament teams, a Sweet 16 team. Derwin Kitchen is in the building here tonight as well. So I'm fired up for that conversation coming up towards the end of the show here this evening. You talked about it earlier. What an unbelievable defensive effort last night against a team that's scoring right around 83 points per game is where Virginia's at. This isn't, Tony Bennett's Virginia. This squad that Ryan Odom has, it's the third highest scoring offense in the history of the program they brought in to the Tucker Center last night, Coach, and you guys held them to a season low, 61 points in that contest. Felt like you watch your guys move, rotating, moving around. It felt connected last night. What did you see when you watched the film again?
Yeah, connected is a good word. I think defensively it starts with communication. I think our communication has gotten a lot better. Some of that, to me, is our guys have bonded off the court, and when you bond off the court, your communication naturally gets better. You can hold each other more accountable. You're more comfortable screaming directions at a teammate. That's the first part. I think our ball pressure and containment has improved, some of which I think comes from what we concentrate on in practice, and some of which I think guys have generally taken more pride in guarding the ball. Our shifts, what we call our help defense and our gap defense, has improved, and our rim protection has improved. When you put all those things together, and you finish plays with physicality on the rebounding end, good things happen. And like you said, there's a team that's averaging 80-plus points a game. We held them to under 40% shooting, I think under 30% from three, all of which are huge accomplishments for our group, especially compared to where we were earlier in the season.
Sure.
That growth is not unnoticed by the coaching staff. They should feel good about it. But the other thing is we can still get a lot better.
Yep.
And the players feel that, which is encouraging for the staff. We're not begging or trying to pull this out of them. They can feel we're still in real time. They feel the errors they're making, and when we go watch film, a lot of times we'll ask them to break down the film instead of, a lot of times coaches like to just tell players this, right? Just tell them this and tell them what they're doing wrong and how they can do it. We like to have a conversation with our guys, and what's encouraging, a lot of times they have the answers, which it would be alarming if they didn't know the right answers. But that's our job is to help these guys and help encourage them and help motivate them. And I'm so pleased with the effort and the growth on the defensive end because, again, it's how we're maintaining and sustaining in some games against opponents that, quote unquote, should blow us out of the water right now on paper. And we're making all these games. The next step is, again, what we keep talking about is how to finish those close games with the same level of execution as the first 35 minutes.
Yep. Virginia came in 4 players scoring in double figures. Coach brought it up. Tester Ritter at 16.4 points per game. He's a first-team All-ACC candidate, and the Noles held him in single figures in that game last night. That's a guy at 6'9", 240, as we talked about, has played professional basketball over in Europe. He just moves differently than your typical first-year college basketball player, right? But you guys frustrated him throughout the game. I know he got a couple of buckets late. What were some of the emphasis on Ritter last night and how you threw some different bodies at him to keep him on his heels?
Yeah, he's built like a tank. He's built like Gronkowski.
Yeah.
He's just a big grown-up. He's a 23-year-old freshman, like we talked about, is playing professional basketball at a high, not low-level, high-level professional basketball for the last 5 seasons. Yeah. And just watching his film, I was so impressed, not only with his size and physicality, but he can put the ball on the ground and really attack off the dribble. Yeah. And that can be problematic for a team like ours that doesn't have a ton of interior size. And so it takes all 5 guys working together to slow a guy like that down. And I thought our young men did an incredible job, not just the guy guarding him, but anywhere he turned, there was an extra body. And for guys that like to drive and put their head down and at times reluctantly pass, it's very frustrating when everywhere you go you see traffic. Yeah. And that was a testament, not just to his matchups. Chauncey was at him at times. LeJay was on him. We had Thomas Basong, A.J. Swinton. Everyone was switching on him. But it was a testament to our help defense when you have a player of that caliber to hold him to only 9 points, and I think 3 of 9 shooting. Our boys did a really good job.
Yeah, fantastic job. Florida State forced 14 turnovers last night, 12 points off of those turnovers. UVA only averaging right around 10 turnovers a game going in. A well-coached basketball team and 5 blocks and 7 steals in the game for the Noles. A tremendous defensive effort against an outstanding UVA squad. As Inside Seminole Basketball brought to you in part by Carver's Discount Cleaners. They are mean on stains and green on earth. Try new Eco Green Dry Cleaning at Carver's Discount Cleaners, 1242 North Monroe Street in Midtown. And did you know that FSU Athletics is self-supported, is not funded by tax dollars? We rely on fans to join Seminole Boosters, so your teams have the best chance to succeed on and off the court. Membership starts at $5 per month and comes with great benefits. Go online to SeminoleBoosters.com to learn more. Coming up here a little bit later on, Inside Seminole Basketball, we'll take a look back at the win over Notre Dame this past Saturday on the road, where the Noles got it done. Fought hard and got a win on the road in ACC play. That and more coming up when we return. Live from Glory Days. Stay with us. We are back after this timeout.
Florida, home to pristine beaches, unique dining experiences, world-class accommodations, and the thrills that keep the young and young at heart coming back to the Sunshine State. From coast to coast, see what our 10,000 members of the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association have been preparing for you. Exceptional eats, historic sites, and lodging to fit any budget. So whether you're here making deals or making memories, come get a flavor for Florida's finest restaurants and hotels.
It didn't start here.
But everything it stood for still does.
Some things change.
And some things never change.
Tradition, dedication to excellence, a program built on grit.
And driven by growth.
From the tunnel to the turf, every step forward tells a story.
Just like ours.
Where growth, determination, and a dedication to excellence meet.
Scott and Wallace.
Hey, your voice is amazing. Let him hear it.
When you work with someone who knows a lot and
3,
cares even
4.
more,
Give me a word, give me a sign. Show me where to look, tell me what will I find.
you're unstoppable.
I'm just getting started.
Well, I'm here to help.
At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking.
Your home. It's the one place that no matter how busy life gets, your friends and family can always find you. It's where they can show you they care, they want to celebrate with you, or they just have your back. That's why the professionals at Barano Heating and Air Conditioning are always available to make sure your home and all the people who love to share it with you are comfortable. Just like those who matter to you most, we will always be there for you.
Hey, we are back, and yes, I'm glad as you're watching this on your stream, the radio audience can't see this. Give a big round of applause. The voice of the Seminoles, Gene Deckerhoff, is in the house tonight. His lovely wife, Ann, is here as well. Love to see him. He's over there. What are you having there, voice? You have a little shrimp salad right now? Yeah, there it is. I told you. Shrimp salad for Gene Deckerhoff. I know my guy.
I got a good Gene story.
Let's hear it.
So growing up in Clearwater, right outside of Tampa, post-church Sundays, 1 o'clock kick. A lot of the Bucks games are 1 o'clock tip. I couldn't watch the Bucks games because a lot of times there'd be blackouts. Even when they were on TV, my parents wouldn't let me watch them until my homework was done. And so I would go to my room, but I would sneak a little handheld radio, and I would listen to Gene on the radio. Far before I ever knew him, I felt like I knew him. And when I met him, I felt like I was meeting a celebrity because I spent a lot of my childhood just listening to the Bucks games on radio. So pretty cool all the way through. Unbelievable career. Congratulations on your retirement.
Yes, absolutely. Love it. Love him and everything about him, that's for sure. And looking forward to a great event that we have honoring him coming up in just over a week here in Tallahassee. As our program is brought to you in part by Wolfson Children's Hospital. Odds are beaten here at Wolfson Children's. Always here. Official Children's Hospital of Florida State Athletics. Well, I want to take everybody back to that win on Saturday afternoon in snowy South Bend. It was cold, folks. I'll tell you that right now. It was a little brisk in South Bend, Indiana. You had to have the right shoes on to move around. It was a little icy as well. But in similar fashion, your guys came out and got off to a great start at Notre Dame and built a nice lead early on in that contest. And it's always tough to win on the road, but that was a game where your guys found a way and got it done late, and that was something walking away. You always feel good, I know, getting out of a road venue with an ACC win.
Yeah, those games are scary. You brought up the weather. I've always found that when Florida boys go play in the snow, it's not exactly easy adjusting to those climates, and it is challenging to be in a dark hotel room and it's snow outside and there's ice and all the climate things those have a real effect on our guys when they're not used to it. But to go in there and like you said, get a jump start on that game was great. Notre Dame's a really dangerous team. Their record doesn't represent that, but they've played some of the top teams in America very closely, similar to us, and they have a lot of good pieces, a lot of shooting. The interior presence, they're a really, really good rebounding team, and I'm really pleased that we could go. Any road win is great. Any ACC road win is incredible, but to go on the road and extend that winning streak was really nice.
Yep, 15 threes made in that game by Florida State, third most in an ACC game in program history. It was also Chauncey Wiggins' 22nd birthday on Saturday. Why not? 22 points in that contest, and the win, and a career high 5 threes. That was a game where we saw some of the best come out of Chauncey that Saturday afternoon. Yeah, Chauncey did a great job. I joked with him after the game and asked him if he missed the 2 free throws late so he could stay at 22. He almost cost us a game. But he did such an unbelievable job, and that's the Chauncey we need. He had a rough night last night at home, but when Chauncey plays at the level he's capable of, we are a very, very tough team to beat. He's just got a combination of size, skill. He can move around different positions offensively and defensively. And when he's shooting the ball and playing, with a spine close to the basket where he can finish, and he got a nice little post-up game, can use either hand, we become a very dangerous team. And when he doesn't play to that level, it's tough for us to win. And that's just the reality of it. Chauncey knows it. Teammates know it. We know it. He's such a talented kid. He's such a good kid. He's a hard worker. And that's why in this stretch, this winning streak, you notice Chauncey has been producing at the highest level, not just this year, of his life. And that's what we need more of down the stretch from Chauncey for us to be a successful team. Hey, time now for our Scott and Wallace keys to success. Scott and Wallace, the official injury lawyers of Florida State Athletics. Scott and Wallace with offices in Tallahassee. It's a term we've talked about, you and I, a handful of times, closing out these games. You've done it at different times in ACC contests this season. How does it become more and more difficult as the competition increases, like it did against Virginia last night, but also as you get closer and closer into March, ACC play? You played in those big games during your career. How does that margin for error tighten up a little bit when you're trying to close out and win a game against good teams? Yeah, there's a level of consistency you have to have, and it starts in practice, and that's one of the things I reflected on. We had a day off today, so I haven't really spoke to the team outside of my post-game message, but it's something we'll talk about tomorrow in our team meeting when we watch the film before we move on to Virginia Tech. We had a practice the day before our last game, and we play situational games almost every day, and it replicates the end of a game pressure. The clock's winding down. It's a tie game. You have to make your free throws one-on-one. There are certain game-type situations that you want to put your guys in, and the last time we did it, it was so sloppy that I literally had to stop practice, and I had to get on them. We had to run because it wasn't acceptable. We were turning the ball over. We were missing our free throws. We were late on rotations. We weren't contesting. We weren't boxing. All the little things that go into winning. And to me, some of that showed up in the game, and that's been my message to the team. How you practice is usually how you play. And when you ramp up the aggressiveness at the end of a game and you can feel that pressure, the teams that can execute most consistently win those games. There's a certain level of responsibility, number one, just to be on the court in close games. That is a privilege that you've earned, right? But you have to produce. And if you don't produce, you're just not going to be in the games at the end. The coach has to have a level of trust in you. Coach Hamilton used to talk, to Derwin and I all the time. He's going to play the guys he trusts to win the game. And fortunately for Derwin, he was in the game, and a lot of time I was on the bench. And that's not true. I hit Derwin with a game winner against Georgia Tech in the ACC tournament. But there is a certain aspect to closing out games, but it starts in practice. It starts with your habits. It starts with how you work. And so for me, a challenge to get this team, because like you've said, they've shown it at different points that they can close out a game at a high level, is how do we get those habits to be consistent? And it starts every day when you work. And then
by the time you show up to the game, now that's just you're working on your habits. You don't even feel the pressure, and you don't feel the heart rate. You don't feel the bright lights because you've been doing it every day. Yeah. And so that'll be my message to the team, and continuing to push down this last stretch of games, because we're going to be in some close games.
Yeah, we are. No doubt about that in the ACC. Hey, coming up here on Inside Seminole Basketball, we'll have Coach chat about our player guest tonight, Martin Somerville, some of the things he's seen from Martin, and also Derwin Kitchen, who we'll talk to a little bit later on the program as well. As we continue to roll along on Wednesday night, live from Glory Days here in Tallahassee, we are back with more Inside Seminole Basketball after this timeout.
Florida, home to pristine beaches, unique dining experiences, world-class accommodations, and the thrills that keep the young and young at heart coming back to the Sunshine State. From coast to coast, see what our 10,000 members of the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association have been preparing for you. Exceptional eats, historic sites, and lodging to fit any budget. So whether you're here making deals or making memories, come get a flavor for Florida's finest restaurants and hotels.
It didn't start here.
But everything it stood for still does.
Some things change.
And some things never change.
Tradition, dedication to excellence, a program built on grit.
And driven by growth.
From the tunnel to the turf, every step forward tells a story.
Just like ours.
Where growth, determination, and a dedication to excellence meet.
Scott and Wallace.
And we are back Wednesday night, Glory Days Grill here in Tallahassee. Welcome back, Noles fans. Inside Seminole Basketball with the head coach, Loucks. Coming up in moments, we will talk with sophomore guard Martin Somerville on the show. And after that, Derwin Kitchen, who had great success, of course, as a player and now helping mold young men like Martin with this Florida State basketball team. Coach, I know as Martin in his first year has been a part of your team, this is a guy that has stepped into different roles, a starter, a top reserve off the bench. He leads our squad with threes and steals, 48 threes, 37 steals. And the way he's handled the basketball over his last two games, 9 assists and 0 turnovers. I mean, you can't get much better than that right there.
Yeah, Martin's had a great impact on our team as his first year at Florida State Seminole. He's a guy that's coming up from a lower level, and that always is a little frightening just because it's such a big jump. Yeah. And his transition to this level has been seamless. The most important quality Martin brings to our team, a lot of you guys don't see, and it's his leadership. Yeah. He's a coach on the floor. I told him don't ever get into coaching, but if he does get into coaching, he's going to be a successful coach. And he's got a way about him. He's a vocal leader. He's not afraid to hold his teammates accountable. He barks at guys, but he also picks them up. Guys gravitate to him, and that's a sign of a good leader.
Yeah.
And he has those qualities that you can't teach. And so that part of it has been the biggest impact on our team, in my opinion, just because this, and not to be the old guy because I know I'm not old, but this generation has trouble communicating with each other because everything is on this. And they sometimes I tell them, I'll get you cell phones if you'll just text each other defensive rotations. But if you can't text each other, you got to open your mouth and you got to scream it. And that's some of the qualities that Martin has are very difficult as a coach to teach these youngsters. But then, like you said, his three-point shooting ability, defensively, he has great instincts. He has great hands. He's improved as a defender. Earlier on, he gambled all over the place, and he still does sometimes. But everything can't be a gamble. Sometimes you just got to be sturdy and solid. And I think his improvement has really helped us as a team. Like you said, he can play on ball, he can play off ball. He brings a lot of different things to the table. These last 3 games have been tough for him shooting-wise, but he's still impacting the game. I think the other night he didn't make a shot. He still had 6 assists and 6 rebounds and helped us win that game at Notre Dame. And same last night. But we're going to need his shooting and his production offensively to close out some of these games. He's a guy that can knock down shots from anywhere on the floor and can create instant offense, which is huge for us.
And Derwin Kitchen, that's a guy you played with that helped lead this team to NCAA tournament runs during his time at Florida State. How would you describe Derwin Kitchen, the player, and now Derwin Kitchen, the coach, here on your staff?
Yeah, I know the saying "cool hand Luke" is a thing. He's cool hand Kitchen. Like he is the calmest, most even-keeled guy I've ever met, and it's a big reason why I loved playing with him. In the highest moments, he would steady everyone. In the lowest moments, he would pick everyone up, and he brings that to our coaching staff. He has an incredible ability to connect with people, build real relationships. That's a big part of his role on this team, is to kind of be the go-between between the coaching staff and the players. As a former player, a guy that's just getting into coaching, we need coaches that players respect, and he can still get on the court and teach them and show them. But he just brings a steadiness to the staff. If you coach at this level, the higher you move up, the crazier you get. It's a science to it. And I hope Kitch never loses his ability to maintain his composure. And we get some heated arguments in our coaches' meetings, which I love, because when you got people disagreeing on big parts about your program, to me it's a good sign that people are comfortable enough to disagree in front of each other, but then to be united as you walk out of the room in front of the team. Yeah. But Kitch, the way he sees the game is really valuable for me because I've played with him. So I know a lot of times we see the game similar. And I'll sit back and listen to everyone's arguments, and Kitch is looking at me like he already knows what I'm thinking. and at times I need him to speak up a little bit more, which is part of being a first-time coach. He's still finding his voice, but he's doing such a good job for us. And really, he's been so helpful for me because he understands me and he understands some of my craziness.
Yeah, there we go. We'll talk to Martin and Culhane Kitch coming up a little bit later on in the program. As Inside Seminole Basketball, brought to you in part by Truist. When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. So start feeling like it today. Visit Truist.com/care. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC. Coming up, we'll get Coach Loucks' thoughts on our next matchup. Virginia Tech, Saturday in Blacksburg at 2 p.m. We'll talk about the Hokies when we come back. Stay with us. More to come. We are back after this timeout.
Hey, your voice is amazing. Let him hear it.
When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more,
Give me a word, give me a sign. Show me where to look, tell me what will I find.
you're unstoppable.
I'm just getting started.
Well, I'm here to help.
At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking.
Your home. It's the one place that no matter how busy life gets, your friends and family can always find you. It's where they can show you they care, they want to celebrate with you, or they just have your back. That's why the professionals at Barano Heating and Air Conditioning are always available to make sure your home and all the people who love to share it with you are comfortable. Just like those who matter to you most, we will always be there for you.
From Glory Days Grill in Tallahassee, this is Inside Seminole Basketball.
And we are back one final time with the head coach, Loucks. Coming up, Martin Somerville will be on the program, and Derwin Kitchen stopping by. Can't wait to talk to those gentlemen here on the show. And let's get right into it. Our FRLA opponent preview of Virginia Tech. The Hokies are a team that Mike Young has done a tremendous job, 16-8, 5-6 at ACC play, taking on Clemson as we speak right now at Littlejohn Coliseum. And I believe, Coach, they already have a sold-out crowd expected at Castle Coliseum when we go there on Saturday. Take me through your initial thoughts on what we're going to see here this weekend.
Yeah, I don't know who's producing this show, but they did a fantastic job because right behind the camera, Clemson is playing Virginia Tech. So while I do this TV show, I can actually scout the game. So I appreciate whoever lined that TV up perfectly. It's not that I'm not paying attention to you. I'm just doing two jobs at once.
That's Perrin Knowlton, Meredith Grimm right there.
Thank you, guys. You guys are doing an unbelievable job.
Kirby Kander, the entire team. Doing a great job.
Yeah, Virginia Tech, they actually beat Virginia. Virginia Tech's a good team. They got Hansberry, a wing that's playing at a very high level. of Dallas, another European kid that can do a little bit of everything. He can score it, he can pass it, he can rebound it. He's skilled, and they create a lot of mismatches across the board. I think, just player for player, they might be more talented than Virginia. Now, obviously, Virginia's done a better job as a team with their record and what they've done. But Virginia Tech is a really good team. And I know our guys are going to be fired up and ready to go based on how we finished that last game. We let one slip away that was in our grasp, and you never want to let a game slip through your fingers. And our players are going to come in. They had a good day off today. We're going to come in tomorrow. We're going to prepare, and then we're going to fly out early Friday because we have an early Saturday game. So we'll actually fly out Friday morning. We'll practice up at Virginia Tech in their arena, get used to their arena, and then hopefully go into their house and get a big-time road win again.
Yep. Coach, can't wait to see it. Thanks so much for your time as always, and looking forward to getting on the plane this weekend.
I appreciate it. Thanks for coming out.
He's the head coach, Loucks, everybody. That's our FRLA opponent preview segment. FRLA bringing unmatched rivalry and heart-pumping competition to the Big Bend region. Sporting events boost the local economy, filling hotel rooms, restaurant tables, and creating unforgettable experiences for restaurants and visitors alike. To learn more about Florida's hospitality industry and the events we support, visit frla.org. Coming up next, Martin Somerville will stop by here at the main table. That's on the way. We are back after this timeout.
I stand alone with fire inside, with passion burning in my veins.
Florida, home to pristine beaches, unique dining experiences, world-class accommodations, and the thrills that keep the young and young at heart coming back to the Sunshine State. From coast to coast, see what our 10,000 members of the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association have been preparing for you. Exceptional eats, historic sites, and lodging to fit any budget. So whether you're here making deals or making memories, come get a flavor for Florida's finest restaurants and hotels.
It didn't start here.
but everything it stood for still does.
Some things change.
And some things never change.
Tradition, dedication to excellence, a program built on grit.
And driven by growth.
From the tunnel to the turf, every step forward tells a story.
Just like ours.
Where growth, determination, and a dedication to excellence meet.
Scott and Wallace.
More inside Seminole basketball. Here is Culhane.
All right, we are back Wednesday night, Glory Days Grill here in Tallahassee. Welcome back to Inside Seminole Basketball. Big thanks to the head coach of the Noles, Loucks, for joining us on the program. Please, everybody, a big round of applause for sophomore guard Martin Somerville. Everybody in the house. How we doing?
I'm doing well.
You're doing great? Hey, it's great to see you. Great to talk to you. Let's just start with just your journey, Martin, to Florida State. Where are you from? Where you been? How you got to Tallahassee? Take us through it right now, big fella.
I'm originally from Maryland, grew up in Maryland, went to school in California for my last year in high school, so that was a big step for me, just basketball journey-wise. Started off college in Massachusetts at UMass Lowell, small school, 30 minutes away from Boston, and it brought me all the way here to Tallahassee.
There you go. So hey, take me through heading out to California for your final year of high school. That's a big move for a young man from the East Coast all the way out to the West Coast. Kind of take us through that time in your life and how beneficial that was for you.
It was around time where you normally make your college decision. Me personally, I just had a lot of Ivy League schools looking at me. I was an academic kid, and I just kind of wanted to take the next step athletically. You know what I mean? Go out to California, just strengthen my game, play against the best players in the country, and that was the opportunity that I had. My parents, they're very supportive, as you know.
Yeah.
So they told me shoot for it. You know what I mean? They always had my back, and if I fall short, then at least I tried. So went out there in California, learned a lot of things, and got an opportunity to end up here in Tallahassee.
Well, we're fired up that you're here in the Garden and Gold. There's no doubt about that. And look, watching you guys go out, game in and game out, Martin, you guys are taking steps forward and getting better every single game. You're in the middle of it. What are you feeling? What are you seeing from you and your teammates right now about how you're playing going in the month of February?
I love our resilience as a team. I think we've grown a lot, and, I mean, that's a testament to the coaches just sticking with us, believing in us. And then our guys just coming in every day with a new mindset, trying to get better, wanting to get better. I love the team. I love the guys, the attitude. I think we've grown closer, and it kind of shows on the floor. Obviously, we have to close games better, but we're taking steps in the right direction. We won 3 games in a row, should have been 4. But, you know, we can't get mad at it. On to the next. We have 8 games left, so it's time to capitalize.
You're a versatile guy. You can shoot it. You can handle it. Obviously, you can defend and distribute as well. What aspects of your game have you seen grow the most here during your time in Tallahassee, and have you worked on the most with the staff?
Yeah, I mean, we work on everything, every aspect of the game with the coaching staff. But me personally, just learning how to defend, communicate well with my teammates, being able to drive and find guys. I've done that a lot, and just being able to accept my role. It's a lesser role here in Tallahassee. We got a lot of great players, but just finding ways to win. I think I've done as best of a job as I can at that, and you know, I hope to take more steps in the next coming games for sure.
You by far are a guy on the floor that has a presence, and especially during practice, you let guys know where they're supposed to be, but you also let guys know, Martin, when you're getting after them and when they can't guard you out there on the floor as well. Where did your trash-talking background develop? Where did that come from? Because it's impressive.
Honestly, I think it's just where I'm from, Georges County area, the DMV. It's a real hectic basketball environment. It's really harsh, and you got to be a dog to be able to survive. And I think that just helped me grow and take steps in my whole journey, right? You're not always the highest ranked or considered the best player out there on the floor, but it's stuff that you can do to be able to get you ahead. And I think that's one of the things, me personally, it gives me confidence. And on the other end, a lot of guys don't have that same confidence.
Sure.
So when you watch them kind of fold in front of you, it gives you a little more confidence to keep going.
Yeah. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You have a strong relationship with Terrence Mann.
Yes.
Correct?
100%.
He's a guy from Lowell, Massachusetts.
Right.
Still in the league. Our assistant general manager as well for Florida State basketball. You've worked out with him.
Yeah.
Just talk about what Terrence has meant to you growing up.
So my first day moving to California, fresh off the plane, I had a workout. Walk in the gym, you see a 6'7" guy, long hair. You wonder who that is. But we just grown close over the last few years, and then by the grace of God, me going to Lowell, Massachusetts, I didn't know that was his hometown.
How about that?
I was just working out in the summer, hot gym, no AC, no whatsoever. You see him again. I'm like, what are you doing all the way over here? He's like, I'm from here. Why else would I be in this gym? And that was just a great connection. So from that, being in the summer, and then when I hit the transfer portal, him calling my phone, just letting me know they have a spot. And it's a great place for me to grow. And just trusting him, Justin Linder and their relationship, just talking about that and learning all about Florida State, I've grown to love it.
Pretty amazing stuff, that's for sure. Well, I tell you what, it's been fun continuing to get to know you and watch you play. Thanks so much for your time, and keep having fun out there, all right?
Yes, sir.
There you go. It's Martin Somerville, everybody. Great job here with us on Inside Seminole Basketball. That segment with our student athletes presented by Seminole Boosters. But also want to let you know, hey, Noles fans, listen up. This May 15th, take your Garnet and Gold pride to the high seas on the Noles Fan Cruise. Departing from Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale, we will sail to Bimini, Bahamas, and Coco Cay for an unforgettable weekend of fun, sun, and pure Seminole fandom. You'll be cruising alongside FSU Hall of Famers, celebrating all things Florida State with fellow fans who live and breathe the Noles. Don't just watch the highlights, be part of the experience. Visit cruisewiththenoles.com to secure your spot today. Coming up, Derwin Kitchen will join us on our main stage. Can't wait for that. Stay with us. We are back after this timeout.
Hey, your voice is amazing. Let him hear it.
When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more,
Give me a word, give me a sign. Show me where to look, tell me what will I find.
you're unstoppable.
I'm just getting started.
Well, I'm here to help.
At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking.
Your home. It's the one place that no matter how busy life gets, your friends and family can always find you. It's where they can show you they care, they want to celebrate with you, or they just have your back. That's why the professionals at Barano Heating and Air Conditioning are always available to make sure your home and all the people who love to share it with you are comfortable. Just like those who matter to you most, we will always be there for you.
This is Inside Seminole Basketball.
All right, we're back for our final segment. Great to have everybody in here tonight. Been a fun show with Luke Loucks and Martin Somerville. Derwin Kitchen with us right now. Looking forward to talking with Coach Kitch here coming up, as our program is brought to you in part by the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles. Here to remind you that if alcohol is in the mix, driving is not. Plan ahead, designate a driver, grab a ride share, or stay put. Winning starts with smart choices. Drive sober, arrive alive. Go Noles. And also presented in part by Grassroots Coffee. Order 6-Man Blend, the coffee that supports Florida State basketball at grassrootscoffee.com. And check out that QR code on the screen as well. Grassroots Coffee, made for everyone, loved everywhere. Coach Kitchen, are you a coffee guy?
No.
No? Is your wife a coffee
guy.
person?
Yes.
All right,
yes.
Mrs. Kitchen, we're going to have this is for you and for being here tonight. We're going to get a little 6-man blend right there. Please give it up for Derwin Kitchen, everyone. All right, you got the Kitchen family here, Coach.
Yeah.
Tell everybody who's in the house tonight. Who we got?
My wife, Brittany Kitchen, Derwin Kitchen Jr.,
Yep.
Marley Kitchen,
Yep.
Brooke Kitchen, and
Yep.
Bailey Kitchen.
All right, that's a kitchen crew right there. That's for sure. There's a lot of food at that table, Coach. No doubt about that. Well, take me through. I tell you what, as a player here at Florida State, some of the great Leonard Hamilton teams, early on, 3 straight NCAA tournaments, Sweet 16. You played professionally overseas for 8 years. To come back and be at your alma mater on the staff with Coach Loucks, what's it meant to you overall?
Dream come true, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's something that I always wanted to get into, coaching. You know, I played overseas for 7.5 years, and I basically retired because I wanted to be home with my wife and my kids. So it was the perfect situation and the perfect storm when Coach Luke got the coaching job. I just reached out to him, and he made it happen. So it's the perfect situation.
How would you describe, same question I asked Coach about you, how would you describe Luke Loucks the player and Luke Loucks the coach? Similarities, differences, exact same?
He's the exact same. Except, he's the exact same. I got a lot of old footage from when we was in school, and I just be sending him clips, and he be like, "There's no way I was doing that." Yeah, so he the same. He the same. Cool, but can get a little crazy sometimes.
Cool, but a little crazy.
Yeah.
I like that. You mentioned your time playing professionally, Greece, Israel, France, and Turkey for 8 years. What's that lifestyle like overseas? Being able to play basketball and do it at a high level, but I'm sure it's a different kind of vibe at times.
It was a great experience, man. Like, not a lot of people can say they've been overseas in general, but to actually live overseas and do something that I love, I've been doing my whole life to make really good money.
Yeah.
Like, that was a great experience, man. I've been to a lot of great places.
Yeah, and when you look at, I'm sure it's interesting now, like last night, when you see guys like DeRitter and Grunlow and guys that have played professionally overseas and now coming back and playing collegiately, it's just sort of the era that we're in.
Right.
For guys that have played professionally like you, what are some of the things that kind of pop into your head when you see stuff like that?
They almost got an edge. Like, you've been playing professional basketball for a long time, and then to come over here and play against, like, 18 and 19-year-olds, you almost kind of got an advantage.
Yeah.
And it shows in certain players, they almost dominate the game.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. What have you seen, Coach, from our guys here over the last few weeks or so? Where have you noticed our team coming together? What have you appreciated the most about how we've taken some steps forward and made improvements as a team on the hardwood?
I appreciate everyone staying together because we hit a rough patch when we lost those 5 games, and the easiest thing to do is just to stay down. But everybody stayed together, from the coaches to the players, and just turned it around, man. Super proud of the guys.
Yep. As we mentioned, part of some great teams. How has Leonard Hamilton made an impact on your life?
I talk to Coach Hamilton at least once every week. My wife probably talked to him 2 or 3 times a week. But just because this is my first time. This is my first time coaching, so I reach out to him anytime I have any kind of questions. He give me the best advice possible. So
yeah, that's fantastic. Well, I tell you what, it's been a whole lot of fun watching you on the sideline and watching the player and you come out, but also that, as Coach Loucks talked about, that coolness as well to keep everybody calm. has been
That's
fun.
my job right now. Like,
there you go.
Sometimes I kind of get a little rowdy, but I try to stay the cool one because everybody else be kind of intense and rowdy. So I just try to keep everybody mellow.
There you go. That's Culhane Kitch, everybody. Derwin Kitchen.
Appreciate
Coach,
it.
Great job. Thanks so much for your time. Derwin Kitchen, everybody. That's going to wrap up our show. Big thanks to Martin Somerville and Luke Loucks. Thanks to everybody that joined us here at Glory Days. We're back next Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Have a great night, everybody. And as always, go Noles.